Oh, it's about 9 a.m. in the morning on Friday. Just dropped off Lexi. I'm over here to meet Dirty Mike, and we're gonna practice.
This is one that Kenny hasn't tried yet, and this is lesson number 2, and we're doing it straight with him and you, so everybody gets to watch. So in lesson number 1, I'm going to go over that again. When the ball's almost straight, we're aiming for half the ball directly in the middle and splitting the difference to the end. Well, of course, if we aim from half the ball over here and split the difference, the ball isn't going to go in the hole because it's not almost straight. Well, what we're going to do here, instead of aiming for half the ball, we're going to aim for 3/4 of the ball and split the difference to the end. So here's 3/4 of the ball. I split the difference. It's right here. So I'm going to do it the same way as in lesson number 1. I'm going to aim for 3/4. I'm going to split the difference, and I'm going to fire. Go dead in the hole every time.
Mike, how do you know the difference when to go from splitting the difference halfway mark to splitting the difference at the 3/4 of the halfway mark?
Well, because the halfway mark in lesson number 1, the ball is almost straight, and it's a center ball hit, okay? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to set a ball up here, just to set it up here, and I'm going to show you that right here. So if I'm in lesson number 1 and I'm right here, that cue ball right there is the 12 balls of cue ball is going to hit exactly in the center of the ball, just off center. The center ball hit to the 13 ball for it to go in the hole. But if we're over here, it's not going to hit in the center. The right hand part of it's going to be 3/4 of that ball. So it's actually a 3/4 ball. It's a 3/4 ball hit and not a center ball hit. So that's why we start at 3/4 of the ball and we go over halfway and the ball will go in the hole. Because the actual part that's going to make contact with the 13 ball is about, between about 1 o'clock on the cue ball has to hit this ball. Well, now, if I were just to aim there, if I were aimed to the center and go over, 1 o'clock would be in the center of the ball. So actually, if you look at this, half the ball is going to be outside and half the ball is going to be inside. So it's an edge ball hit, but you're aiming for 3/4 and moving over. So I'll do it one more time. I'm just going to, if I scratch, I scratch. I'm not worried about that. But so if I aim, I start at 3/4 of the ball. Here's 3/4. I start at 3/4 of the ball, and then I go halfway over to the end, and I hit. Dead in the hole every time. So now, Kenny's going to do this. Kenny's going to start, the first lesson was center. Now, he's going to start at 3/4, and he's going to pivot for half the distance from 3/4 to the edge. This is his first time shooting this. He hasn't practiced this one.
You go in the middle, half, splitting the difference again, but then what you do is you take that half and split the difference between that and the outside. So that becomes same thing like he's saying.
And he never shot this before. He doesn't know how to hit it. He only did it his way before, and now he's doing it my way. And I just explained it to him, and he did it the very first time.
So, Mike, how do you know? Can you let them know at one point? Of course, after you practice enough, you're going to know the difference between splitting the difference and then the second half of splitting the difference of the.
Then splitting the difference too,
again,
we'll call it.
Right.
Okay?
So at what point?
The first lesson is almost straight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If it's almost straight, not straight in. If it's almost straight, you use splitting the difference. Okay. That's the first one. You aim to the center of the ball. That's only if it's almost straight. You got a little angle. This is almost straight, but once it gets over here, it's not almost straight. And I'll show you. I'll aim number 1. I'll aim the first one at this one, and you'll see I'll probably hit right here with the 1 ball. Okay, so I'm gonna aim to the center, I'm gonna split the difference, and I'm gonna hit exactly where I set. Now, that's because the first part of the first part of the system is almost straight. That's when you're almost straight in a shot, you got a little bit of an angle. That's when you aim to the center and split the difference from the center to the edge. Now, when you got more of an angle, we're gonna call it split the difference two, because because we got more of an angle, we're aiming a quarter more. So we start at 3/4 and we split the difference from 3/4 to edge. Just like this. So I'm at 3/4, I split the difference from 3/4 to edge and head in the hole every time. And can you shoot this ball? We didn't tell me what it is.
That's the step one, split the difference.
Okay, shoot it. Tell them what you're doing when you line it up.
I'm going aiming right at the middle, looking at the side, and then splitting the difference.
This is part two, because you can't hit with one. It's not almost straight. Almost straight is part one. Almost straight. Almost straight, okay? This isn't almost straight. This is an angle, okay? Well, now, when you get more of an angle, there's only one place to aim on the ball, and that's the edge. But you don't aim at the center of this ball, you aim from the edge of the cue ball to the edge of the object ball. So that's all I'm doing, is lining up my eye to the edge of that ball and fire. That's all I'm doing. It's real simple. So when you get shots like this, and you got no choice, you just aim the edge of the cue ball to the edge of the object ball, just like this. You look at your eye from edge to edge and line up that eye. So you can line up in the center of the cue and move your head over and make sure you're lined up this edge with that edge. And then once you're lined up and you see that's lined up, then you fire. Dead middle.
All right, cut. Let me ask you a question on this part. This is the part where I don't get it. If you're telling me, okay, aim from this edge, it's this edge when you're like this, right? But
No, that's number two, okay?
okay,
That's
so
number
let's
two.
go this way.
This is number three.
Right. But if I go edge to edge, I can cut this and hit it over here.
You are?
And go around here. No?
No.
And
Go ahead, shoot it. See what I mean? Go ahead, prove me wrong. That's what I want. I want to be proved
I'm
wrong.
gonna prove you wrong. Hang on, I'm gonna miss one.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna
I'll
miss
set
one.
it up here. I'll set it up again, okay? Go ahead, set up again. Go ahead.
And you might.
Yeah. Alright, when I put English on the ball, I do it the same way you drive a car. When we drive a car and we make a right-hand turn, we look at the road, not the steering wheel, okay? So, if I have to shoot this ball in a hole, and I'm playing 8-ball, let's say, and my 8-ball's here, and I'm almost straight in this ball, I know I have to put right-hand English on this ball, so I know the ball's gonna come here, come there, and come over here for the 8-ball. So what I do is I line this up, just like I told you. This is number one, splitting the difference. And then when I hit my English, I visualize and I go through to the right on my cue ball. So I'll split the difference on this, right? Split the difference, and then I go through to the right. And my cue ball is perfect.
And that's just a right hit. No top a little bit, it's just straight right hit.
What do you mean?
That cue ball that you hit is just straight right hit.
I don't know. I just, all I do is know where I want the ball to go, and I tell it in my mind to go there, and it goes.
Well, teach that to people.
Yeah.
you teach that people,
So-
they'll pay $1 million for
So
that.
that's called running English, what that ball just got hit with, okay?
Uh-huh.
But if you don't go through the ball, the ball's gonna stop or kill.
Right.
So no matter where you are, even if you're low, you can make the cue ball go forward. So I'm playing 8-ball right here, and I want to put right-hand English on the 5-ball because I'm almost straight, okay? I'm almost straight, and I know that if I just stop the ball, I really don't want to shoot this 8 ball from there in the hole or bank it. I want to be straight on the 8 ball. So I know I got to put right hand English so the ball comes over here, and comes right over here. So this is split the difference number 1. So I line that up just like I would anything else. And then on my last stroke, I go through to the right where I want to hit. So line up, splitting the difference to the center, halfway, and then to the right. And that's how I do it.
My turn.
I want you to do, I'm going to teach you a different way first.
Okay.
You're going to do it this way because you aren't going to do it that way. You're going to come out the gate shooting a master shot, okay? You're going to come out the gate and you're going to shoot this shot with right hand English. So you're going to line up and split the difference, okay? And then you're going to go to the center and you're going to go through to the right. And can I do one thing for the camera first?
Absolutely.
Okay. I want to show people it doesn't make a difference. There's no deflection in my system, okay? So if I wanted to shoot this ball, and if I can make it with center ball, just like on a system, I can make it anywhere on the cue ball. So watch. I'm going to go center to center right here because that's where it is. It's a center ball hit. And then I'm going to move my stick all the way to the right and hit. Still go straight. See the ball still spinning? So I'm going to do the same thing and I'll show you that there's no difference. Is I'm lining up center to center and I'll move my ball all the way to the left and there's no difference. The ball's still spinning. So that way you understand it's not going to move. It's not going to move, that way you understand. So if you go through this ball, Kenny, with right hand English, okay, just go through on your last stroke, okay? It's real simple. All you got to do is line up, system magic, line up to the center, move halfway over, split the difference, and go through to the right where this ball goes. Beautiful. Okay? Now you got to do it.
So hit through. When I hit the bottom.
You know you did. Remember I told you before? You do that all the time.
All the time.
Almost.
No,
You gotta go through, huh?
I didn't hit the top.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Try it again. Your cue's too elevated in the back. You know, you're hitting down. Remember I told you before
Yeah.
about confusing the cue ball? You're confusing the cue ball because you're going down like this, and you should be up like this, and going up over the ball instead of you're going down. So,
Gotcha.
and fire. There you go. Look at that.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I didn't.
You're going
top. I
you're
hit the
going-
bottom,
you know,
but my
that's
cue was
good.
jacked up.
But you know what? It's good that you're doing this though, because you're still putting inside English on the ball. It's just killing. That's why it killed. Okay, you need to go higher.
Yeah, what's up with that? There, you did.
Beautiful.
You did that good, mother.
Thank you.
Hey. But he's gonna hit it on the opposite when he shoots the last one.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he,
Excuse me. Excuse me. That's nice. I'm not moving. There you go. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Yeah, give me a high five on that one. Yeah,
yeah, he's a little
perfect.
toughy.
Yeah, look at that one. You got 12 ball harder than me.
You hit that good.
Yeah.
Practice is all you need.
Yeah, that's it. See? Go through it left-handed. Okay.
Top left?
No, go bottom left first. Okay. Go like 3/4 of the ball down, the opposite way. Okay. Okay. Don't hit it so hard. Okay. Hulk Hogan or whatever your name is. Beautiful. Okay.
I'll give you a tip my father always told me. He said, making balls is secondary. You gotta take care of the cue ball. If you put the cue ball where you want it, making balls will come real easy.
Hey everybody, I got a treat for you today.
There you go.
This is Jimmy Moore Jr. He's the son of the famous Jimmy Moore.
Cowboy Jimmy.
Cowboy Jimmy
Yeah.
Moore. So
World
yeah,
champion.
he's over here helping us and giving us tips as well. And I know some of you know him and some of you don't. So say hi, Jimmy.
How you doing?
Thank you for that tip, Jimmy.
You got it.
All right.
Like this. So what I want you to do is I want you to put the cue ball one ball above the 7. I want you to make this ball, and the cue ball come off here and come over here. Okay. You got my ball, take it off. Perfect. Shot. You need to tap this because this comes up in all
lot.
kind of games, you know what I mean? It doesn't never, you'll get in this a lot. You know, you're trying to play shape on your ball and you get out of line a little bit. Now you're like this. Now you know that you can put a little right hand English on it. You're going to come over and you got a shot at the 9 ball, you know? A lot better than if you try and draw the ball and
Yeah.
leave the ball at the end rail,
Yeah.
anything like that. So now you have options. That's what I want right there. Perfect. And now you got an easier shot at the
So is this one 3/4?
yes, sir.
Half and another half.
Yeah, just
Right.
line up 3/4 and pivot to the end. Remember? Very good. Here's 210.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how your stroke is, okay? Yeah. What I'm gonna do is, I want you to shoot this 15 ball in the corner pocket, and I want you to try and scratch cue ball in that corner, okay?
Scratch here.
Yeah, scratch there, scratch here. By drawing the ball.
By drawing it?
Yeah, by drawing it. See how much stroke you have.
By drawing it?
Hey, you want to do it first here?
Yeah.
It's really not hard, it's really simple. Okay.
Straight bottom draw.
Yep, straight ball draw. First time. Oh, almost.
Son of a biscuit.
Important thing in the stroke that you'll find people have is they don't go through the ball. They stop at the cue ball. Okay. Now you'll see all your good players, even when they're stopping it, they're going through their ball. They'll hit the ball and go through. Okay. So what we want to do, in all actuality, is we want to be able to stop this ball right here. Okay. And we want it, but when we aim it, we're going to aim it center to center because it's just straight in ball. But when we go through, we want to go through. We want to hit as soft as you can and go through as far as we can. Because less is more. Okay. So here I am. I'm lined up. Here we go. I'm lined up, and all I want to do. See how far I am? That's the point.
So it looks like you're about 3 to 4 inches past.
4 to 5 inches, maybe. You know what I mean? And that's the smoothness, where the smoothness is going to come. So, and it can be over exaggerated too, and that's what you really want, because when you're pushing past that point, you know you're not poking the ball.
Right.
You know, you're hitting right through the ball, and you're going to hit right in that spot right there. So that's smooth, right?
Mhm.
Now, if I wouldn't be smooth, then I'd be poking the ball. It was the same thing I told you at home. Is because I'm not looking at the object ball last. I'm looking at the cue ball last. So people that have a tendency to not follow through look at the cue ball last and not the object ball, which is not good. Okay. So you need to learn how to line up and only look at that spot there when you line up. When you line up, only look at the 4 ball. So I start with the cue ball, and all I'm looking is my 4 ball. And I'm going right through. And it's the same principle. If I told you, Kenny, to punch this as hard as you could, you would stop because you know you're going to probably break your hand, right? But if I blindfolded you and told you to punch it as hard as you could, you'd probably break your hand because you wouldn't know when to stop, right?
Right.
Because our mind's telling us our mind's telling us, wait a minute, you know, you need to look and make sure it's lined. No, you don't. Just like driving the car. You drive the car, we don't look at the steering wheel when we make a right-hand turn, we look at the road. So it's the same principle. When we're shooting these balls, once we line up, that's fine, we're lined up, look at the road.